I'm still growing with the patience. I'm my mom's daughter, so those are some of the qualities that I'm trying. I'm gonna tell my mama.
Mama Mary.
Yeah, I love my mom. Shout out to Mom Evangelist Sickman. But yeah, just not running, and I'm learning to not shut down. So he's a very strong communicator. I mean, so it's not like we're not gonna go around the house 2 or 3 days not talking.
I love it.
He not gonna he can't rest like that. Me, sound sleep. Him, he was like, "No, we're not going." And he pretty easygoing, but he was like, "We're not gonna do that."
So let me check my list. Yeah, honey, there's a list. Tall, strong, you're gentle, nice smile, you gotta have all of this. Are you good with kids? Cause I got 3 of them. Don't want any more, but if you love me, I might give in. Hold up, wait a minute. Are you single? Tell the truth. Cause if you got a girl wife, those dreams I cannot do. Are you funny? Ooh, cause man, I love to laugh. Hope you're not too sensitive, cause I go tit for tat. I just wanna be myself. It's hard to find someone who loves everything I am. You got me feeling lovey-dovey. I got 2 words for you. Hello, hubby. Hello, hubby. Hello, hubby. Hello, hubby.
Hey everybody, I know it's been a while. It's Jessica Reedy. We are back stronger than ever. Hence the name of this episode, Love Strong. I have 2 amazing people I had the honor of meeting this past Sunday, and they have just blown me away. So I told them you have to come on my podcast because they're my favorite couple. I love them. To me, they are the yin and yang. So I would like for all of you all to welcome Keisha and Danny Sellers.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for being here.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
All right, so we're gonna dive right in.
Okay.
All right. So, Danny, Keisha, you all are married.
Yes.
Yes.
How long have you been married?
You want to say how?
You want to say?
No. It's 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And it feels like forever sometimes. Good and bad.
All right. So then tell me, Danny. First, what do you do?
I'm in sales. I work for a national title insurance company here in Texas, and I'm in charge of national sales for the firm.
That's perfect. And Keisha, what do you do?
I'm a realtor. I've been a realtor for going on 11 years now.
It's wonderful.
I do mostly foreclosures, but
Okay, so the reason why I ask is because being that you're in sales, that means you meet a lot of people.
Yes.
You travel the world, you get to shake hands with a lot of people, observe a lot of things. And as a traveler and as a man, first, how tall are you?
6'4".
6'4". 6'4" tall man walking around here. That means that you attract a lot of attention. Danny, out of all the attention you've attracted, how did she attract you?
Well, I always tell her that she reminds me of my mother, her temperament, her beauty, her integrity, her effort as it relates not only in her vocation, but in our relationship, and her closeness to God. So I think that's what I was looking for when I decided it was time for me to get married and have God show me, my wife.
All right, that's like the politically correct answer, right? I appreciate it. I thought it was cool in the mud. I love it. But what I'm asking is like, you didn't know all that.
Mm-mm.
When you met her, where were you?
I was when I met her, I was ready to find my wife. I was ready to find my future, but I was lost in a basket full of a vast, meaningless relationships. I was influenced by people in sports and some people that were around me, and as a professional athlete and even a high school and college athlete, you're taught to find the prettiest girl that complements all the success that you've had, and for a long time I still wanted her, but I wanted it to be in a specific package in a specific location, and I spent a lot of time in relationships where I just didn't see her, and when I say her, I'm talking about all the spiritual things that connect us and keep us, strong, even though we have our hard times and our disappointments in our relationship. So I pride myself on always, trying to anticipate what's going to make her happy. Do I need to cook her dinner today? Do I need to wash those dishes, which I do most of the time.
She does.
But, even clean the room, when she's gone for the weekend, so she'll come back and have, a spa-like experience. Food is ready. So I just aspired always to be able to do that for somebody. And unfortunately, early on, I made a lot of decisions that, looking back on it, was kind of corny and fake, based on outward appearances and things like that.
Yeah.
Shallowness.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right, Keisha, because you're super fine. Oh, Keisha, you're super fine. All right, Keisha, so some of your backstory. What made you ready for this relationship?
I didn't know that I was ready, to be honest. I didn't know. I thought, I'm being honest, I wanted to be remarried because I had been married before, but I wasn't searching out anybody. I was just dating, and I was okay with just dating. And we reconnected, and the rest is honestly just history, honestly. Really? And yeah, because he reached out, I don't think you remember, in the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I was responding to one of my college mates in LinkedIn, and I hadn't been in LinkedIn over a year. And I remember 364 days. And I responded, and you was like, call me. You shot me your number again. And I text you, I was like, hey, it's me. And then he called me. I was like, dang, he calling. I'm like, I didn't know I still had your number programmed in my phone. And we had been talking. I think maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, you were doing business and you flew out to Texas, picked him from the airport, and it's like every 2 weeks. I'm in Ohio because he's from Cincinnati, Ohio originally. I'm from Texas, so we were back and forth. And
I didn't know this. Look, okay, so watch this, Daddy. Hey, Daddy, hey, why you being all stiff, bro? Come on.
I'm just helping.
Hey, come on, kick it with the girl. We was kicking it. Why you?
Don't
hey, man, don't do this to me, okay? Don't do this, Dan.
I ain't gonna do it.
All right, come on, please.
Okay.
All right, so watch this. All right, so Dan, why you hit her up on LinkedIn?
Because, honestly, and I told her the story, I had just been in one of those relationships where, the person, the nice person, beautiful person, I always, give her respect, but she did not appreciate what I felt I was giving to her in a relationship. And I just didn't want that relationship anymore. I was accused of everything but act of treason. If I had to be in the house, she'll tell you, because I've been traumatized. If I had to be in the house before the street lights came on. We work out the same gym, and I had to look down at the ground because she think I'm looking at another woman. She'll pop me in the back of the head. It was a tough situation, and I understand why she was that way, but I just couldn't handle it. And so when we broke up, I was in California working, and she was in Cincinnati. And I said, if I ever get out this relationship, I'm going to call that girl in Texas.
Really?
And so that situation happened where she said, hi, and it was all kind of God's thing because it all happened in relatively the same amount of time. And I went down. I was like, hey, what are you doing? You got a boyfriend still? You know? And she was living with somebody.
I had just got
the last time. Yeah.
I literally just, I had, honestly, I had an apartment for 2 weeks. I was making my way of escape. And I was gradually taking stuff to my apartment.
Yeah.
And when he went to work, I was like, God, please let him go to work that day. And he did. Loaded my truck. I had the movers. Got the few things that I had in his house, and then I ended up we went to my storage, and that was it. And all he could text and say was, wow. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And so, and then that's when I went to my LinkedIn, and I saw his message, me responding to my college mate, and then I was like, and then here we are.
All right, so, Keisha, when you think of your past relationships and you think of the woman you are now, what did you change? Like, where did you grow? Where did you say, here's where I've started. I'm probably not as far as I want to go yet, but I've made progress here and I'm proud of myself.
That's a good question. The progress that I've made from previous relationships up into where I am now. I'll be not to, because I don't consider myself as a runner, but sometimes I run. I'll just, if it's something I don't like, I shut down and I'm out. And so and now that I'm married again, I just can't I don't like how you leave your drawers on the floor, your socks. I don't like that. And so it's like now I'll complain, but I'm learning to, you know what, just be quiet. Pick them up. Put them in the hamper, not around the hamper. But, you know, and
I fancy myself as a basketball good shooter.
Yeah, he likes to.
I miss the hammer. It's not that throw him on the floor.
Got it.
Yeah,
got it. Hey, man, look here.
Let's clear it up for America.
But, you know, just learning to just, you know, appreciate me a little bit more, be somewhat patient, and I'm still growing with the patience stuff. I'm my mom's daughter, so those are some of the qualities that I'm trying. I'm gonna tell my mama.
Mama Mary.
Yeah, I love my mom. Shout out to Mom Evangelist Sickman. But yeah, you know, just not running, and I'm learning to not shut down. So he's a very strong communicator. I mean, so it's not like we're not gonna go around the house 2 or 3 days not talking.
I love it.
He not gonna. He can't rest. He can't rest like that. Me, sound sleep. Him. He was like, "No, we're not going." And he pretty easy going, but he was like, "We're not gonna do that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Oh, okay, I kind of like that." And so he's helping me a lot with that. Like, honestly, he's really helped me a lot with that.
That's wonderful.
He really has.
So, same question, Danny. Where were you and where are you now? And you say, I've grown tremendously here. I've grown a little and I'm still growing, but I see my progression to where it benefits my relationship, my wife, my children, my household, you know.
I will say, you know, before I left Cincinnati in the years prior, you know, I really got close with God. I really started breaking it down mentally. So I have a conversation with him every day. I'm not, you know, since I've been here, we've not really joined a church. We would attend churches, and she goes more than I do. But I grew up in a church, and, you know, in the later years before I moved here, I was highly involved in my father's church, you know, up until the time he passed. And in the choir, I preached every fifth Sunday. And I found all of that rewarding because it allowed me to explore my spirituality. So matching that with my future in terms of a wife, I knew, you know, there were certain things that I had to have, and that was somebody who would speed me spiritually and who would take food from me, you know. So we were teaching each other, you know, spiritually, because I have a really quirky way of approaching my spirituality, and it gets people uncomfortable because I force them to ask the questions about the commitment of God to us and the vastness of His ability to you know, to spread, the spirit of God and love, and not so much be in a box. So I felt the same way. I wanted that in my marriage. I wanted somebody who definitely loved God and Jesus, accepted Jesus Christ as their savior. But I also wanted somebody who, artistically can grow with me in my search to know and love God. And so she's been that. And she'll, I'll get up and say something real crazy, and we'll have a quick conversation about it, but she won't beat me up about it versus some other folks who are a little anxious about what God can really do and the vastness of his love. And it's not just for compartmentalized, just for certain people. So, in that I believe, she's a beautiful woman physically, just blew me away the first time I saw her. I saw her. We're gonna set the, so we were gonna lie to everybody saying we did not meet on Black People Meet. So this is a national statement to the world. We've been telling people we met each other on a plane.
Only a few close friends.
Friends.
Oh, this is great. It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive
But I met her on a dating site. We both kind of like jumped in.
It was kind of joke for me and my friends. Oh, we finna go shoe shopping because it was we called the guys.
You can swipe.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Cyber choosing.
Yeah, and so that's I'm like, okay, here we go again. And I wasn't really like thinking. Right. But I met some quality guys on there, and then I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, and it was like, okay, yeah. And then he reached out, and we kind of started.
That's
talking.
how we first.
That's actually how we first.
And then we spoke, and then LinkedIn kept us.
What? I gotta go on the dating apps. You said which one worked?
Steve Harvey was promoting it. That was Black People Meet. That was like a long time ago.
So it don't work no more?
I don't know.
I don't know. You tell me. You come back next week and tell us.
I don't know.
All right, then cool. Okay, hey, thank
like
you.
I said, only a few friends that actually really knew how we met.
Right.
Oh my.
Right. But to be honest, that's from that. It's luck. It's. I'm not saying everybody's gonna be this lucky, but yeah. So I had a long time to embody what I want. Because I was used to be the best single person in Cincinnati or in the country. I used to have fun being single. And been in some really great relationships, long-term relationships that is serving for lessons, good and bad, in this relationship. And one of the reasons why I believe I'm patient. And, because I know it allows me to understand what she's been through, and try to end like a kid. I can't say it enough to anticipate what it is. And like sometimes I can be Debbie Downer sometimes only because I've experienced things. And, I want it to be a surprise when it goes good sometimes, not all the time. But, what I've seen, I've been in bad situations in relationships, jobs, whatever, financially, everybody's been through their heartaches. So I try to anticipate for her so she don't have to experience that.
I love it.
And everything within my power. Sometimes, I fall short, but at least she understands that I'm doing that. And she, honestly, she does that for me better than I do it for her. And I don't think she knows that.
Tell her then. I dare you. Tell her.
She does. Like when she,
I did.
I had the best birthday in my whole life this year, and it was a testament to how much she loved me, and she did everything but bring my parents back. It was wonderful.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, I wish she'd treat my dog a little better, but other than that,
I'm working on it. That stuffed animal of yours.
Okay, all right. So then I love the beauty of it. But as you all know, some of my audience is married. And they have good days. And we in quarantine. And the bad days they not making it. And the bad days they on the phone with an escape plan. Right now, some of them are going through that bad moment where it's like, sis, I'm gonna get this 1 more week, I'm out. How are you staying? How are you overcoming whatever makes you uncomfortable, whatever makes you say, whatever that is, to say, next moment, we're going to do better. And then the next moment, we're going to do better. Okay, I really want to check this. I'm not. You know what? I want to talk right now. I'm going to wait 2 days. You know, how are you, what's the plan for the lifetime? Like, is there a plan in place for this to make it? Because the riffraff gonna happen, the friction gonna happen. Right. What's the plan? What's the practical plan for everybody? Like, this was working for us. Take the meat, spit out the bones. But this is what's gonna work for us as we continue to grow.
I'll be very honest. Maybe he has one. I don't really have a plan, but I enjoy him. I literally like him. I do like him. And sometimes my face may say something different because I'll be like, oh, here you go. He wanted to do this long sermon. But I enjoy, and he makes me, I don't want to sound cliche. He actually makes me laugh. His laugh disarms me a lot from being rah-rah. He'll call me rah-rah. And it's like, but it'll, because of his response to me, it'll make me, I'll go and I'll check myself. I'm like, why would you even respond like that? Because it was so stupid, something so small. So that helps me a lot because his patience and how he responds to my rah-rah moments, it makes me check myself more, like on a weekly, almost like a daily basis. Yeah. I'm like, dang, that wasn't even called for, Keisha. So I have to go and have this self-talk. Like, Lord, I'm sorry. I didn't even have to talk to him like that. Like, no, you go tell him you're sorry. So and now I've gotten better with telling him how much I appreciate him and all that. I might go get a card or something. So, and that's why I stress the quality time. And so I actually enjoy hanging out with him. I do. I really enjoy, because I do. I like the little guy. You're cool, dude.
All right, Danny. So what's the plan? Like, what is it?
I think the plan, for me is to keep a smile on her face, keep experiencing things, because sometimes I can be not a homebody, but I don't want to go ride in the car 45 minutes to go see something new. Sometimes I can be that way because it's a baseball game on, football game, or I'm going to hit some golf balls. So, for me, again, I'm going to always say anticipation. And then, this is my best friend. She can be gone. She gone 3 hours. What happened, Keisha?
I don't know. He gonna be looking for me.
No,
I'm just. No, he'll call because I'll
check in.
Yeah, because I'm gone. Sometimes I'm gone all day looking at properties, like all day. And so he was like, "Hey, I'm just trying to see what's going on with you." Yeah. So, yeah, and I appreciate that. I really do.
So I think that's there's a saying that I say all the time. It's like when I talk to dudes and they still think they got some player in them. I'm like, yeah, one of these days you're gonna come around the corner and you're not gonna see your wife's car in the driveway and you're gonna be tripping because it's always there. So I truly come around the corner looking for my wife's car. I'm happy. Maybe I don't want to even spend no time. I'm just happy she there. Maybe I just want to go sit on a patio and smoke a cigar and drink a little whiskey. But it's refreshing for me to know that she's in her house, that I help provide for her, and she's in that house. You know what I mean? She lives in that house. And so that to me is like something I think back how my dad used to look at my mama, in the big house that he provided for her, and how she used to live in that house. She was in her muumuu and her leather flip flops, whatever you call them slippers, and hair all over the place. But she was living, when she was off, she enjoyed that. So I used to catch my dad just looking around the corner and just sitting back. You can see the happiness in his face when he saw his wife in the kitchen, getting a cup of coffee. Or eating his cornbread, which tastes like baking soda.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry, Reverend Dr. Reverend something. But so, I get some of the isms from my parents, that some of those vibes that we have, and that just does my spirit well. You know, I left everything. When I tell you, and I left Cincinnati.
Oh man, wait, hold on. hey, I can't stop smiling.
Okay.
Listen, you hear me? Hold up.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself of that. Like, he uprooted everything and came to be with me. Like,
what that mean though? Hold on, Daddy. Hold on, Keisha. What does this mean? Sir, you telling me you had a life?
Oh yeah.
Very
you had a life.
I was yeah.
This is everybody know you here. Like you King Tuttle. You have a throne here.
Yeah.
You ain't just a commoner. You
Right,
know,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got a presence.
Yeah.
In this place.
Yeah.
Keisha got a presence in her place.
Right.
You took yourself from comfort and came as a foreigner somewhere else.
Yes.
Hey. Hey, man. Keisha, tell me, like, go mushy for a second. How that feel?
It was amazing, honestly. I was like, wow. And at first I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. I'm like, no, this dude actually uprooted his whole life. His sister's there, his grandkids are there now, his daughter. I mean, cousins, all his best friends. I was like, dang, this is, I think he liked me a lot.
You think?
No, I was like, he really loves me to be able to uproot his whole life. And then he said, I wasn't going to ask you to do he said, I wasn't going to ask you to uproot and leave your grandkids or your kids. My kids are grown. All of our children are grown. But I have grandkids here. And he was like, I wasn't going to ask you to do that.
Hey, man. Hey, give me some right here, right now. God,
okay, I can do this. So I sometimes I have to really sit back and like, wow, and think, you
are loved.
about that I'm like, this man loved me for real,
Okay, well then I need you, because we're gonna start wrapping this up. I need you to give advice to a single, to a fiance.
Okay.
To a person dating, who in their mind, they feel they're ready. What would you say to her that says, if you don't have this, and this, or if you're not thinking along this line, just hold out for a second, you might not be ready. If you're not willing to give this or do this, or you're not, what would you say to her so that she can start to prep and prepare, or gather herself, or learn to be quiet, or
What would I say to someone who's single or fiance? I mean, for one, I think it's important. Don't just think that being a wife is your whole life. Make sure you have your life and you don't lose yourself in trying to be this wife that everybody aspires to be, because there's nothing wrong with, wanting to have that companionship. And just, most of all, just loving being with you so you can really be able to enjoy the person that you're with. Because if you don't like being with yourself, how are you going to enjoy bringing somebody else in? And that's very noticeable. And just trust God. I mean, that's because I asked about it. So, and it was confirmation. I asked about it again, and it was confirmation. So it's about seeking God on if this is going to be for you. So that's all I have. Just
okay,
for
brother. There are some good gentlemen out there, but they are promiscuous. They want a wife,
right?
But some off here.
Right.
What would you say to prepare them to really be stand-up men to a woman? Not stand-up men in life, not stand-up men in their job. Because most men aspire, or young men or men, period, they aspire to success of the world. So there'll be a man at the office. There'll be a man with their friends. There'll be a man in sports. But when it comes to relationship, intimacy, sacrificial love, it's a foreign language. And what they'll do is rule their woman. What advice would you give to this particular group of individuals who haven't waken up to their father peering around the corner at the mother. While her hair just wild. And you can say, man, my dad loved my mama. They weren't groomed in an environment of healthy. How can you deprogram some of their thought process so that they can start to flow in a way that God designed?
Well, here's what I would say. The gift, you already have the gift. The gift is in you. You know, I've had relationships where I know that I've hurt people very selfishly, and it's because I didn't think much of myself, because I threw myself in a relationship that wasn't worthy of the love that I had to give, so I didn't give the love. And it's not so much saying that the person wasn't worth being loved. It was because I didn't really understand, you know, what God had for me. And I think the main thing you got to do is go somewhere and be quiet. And, you know, with me, it's on the golf course by myself, and I'm talking to myself while I'm walking down the fairway. You know, I ain't talking about if I hit the ball well. I'm talking about, God, I gotta do better at work. I gotta do, you know, I gotta get home and, you know, kiss my wife or whatever it might be. So I think the gift is already in you. It's first is understand what that is by being quiet and listening to God. It's not, you know, and this is where I get in trouble with spirituality. It's not always in the Bible pages. It's in that one-on-one relationship. Only you know the relationship you have with your father, right? Your sisters and brothers got different relationships, and that's how God is. You know, your relationship might be through reading the Bible back and forth. My relationship with him comes from me sitting still and being quiet and understanding, number one, the mistakes or the good things that I'm doing. How do I want to correspond that to the rest of my life? So any man can be faithful to a woman. Any man. I don't care how messed up that person is. Any man can be faithful to a woman, but you can only find your woman, the love for a woman through the love of God. If you don't have that, you can love women all you want, but if you don't love God, then there are going to be issues in that relationship. So what inspires me on a daily basis is that I know that God ordained that this woman be my wife. She's sexy as heck. She's my I ain't gonna call and say what I was gonna say. But you know, all of that fades. You know what I mean? It does. And I still, you know, if I don't make her laugh all day and she don't make me laugh all day, then I consider that a day lost. You know, so I try to make sure she smile. And again, I'm gonna go back to that one word: anticipate. You know what it is. It's gonna keep her above, you know, a sullen state of mind. So. It's simple. It sounds so simple when you say, you know, how do you go from being a prolific single guy like myself and picking the superstars to match my ego versus finding, you know, a superstar in God's eye that's going to take me to the championship at the end of the day for life. I don't have a worry in the world. Hey. I don't have a worry in the world when it comes to my wife, you know, and watching her thrive and matriculate through. She says she's going to do something, she gets it done. I'm usually that guy, but she is out doing me, you know, and I just want to acknowledge the fact that, you know, you're just, you know, you're not only a beautiful wife and loving wife, you're an amazing person, and you're an amazing entrepreneur, and you know, I'm so happy that I'm on this ride with you.
Thank you. Your support makes a big difference.
I'm gonna cry.
I appreciate
it. Does. His support.
Well, I enjoy it.
That's what makes. Yeah. So he's my cheerleader. He really is.
Yeah.
Hey. So those are things I have to kind of sit back, because you're just kind of going through life, and you have to kind of those quiet moments, and you sit and you're having those moments of gratitude, and you so like, oh wow, you know, I wouldn't be here if this hadn't happened with him, you know. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's just this mindset of gratitude is real big for me right now, because we take advantage of really small things.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I love y'all. Hey, I am so inspired. My particular relationship history, I have 3 sons. I'm not married. I've been in horrible relationships. where I have been treated horribly. And regardless of the treatment and the experience, I refuse to lose hope.
That's right.
I refuse to allow the bitterness, the anger that I can have that can really get me. I got good meat to chew on to say, oh no, this is why. If anybody gonna be mad,
I can be.
Now
mad.
that's
This
a good reason right there.
Right. Right.
But I just refuse to give up the gift of Christ.
That's right.
The epitome of His love for a moment that has taught me. And these moments is why. You know, to see a strong woman, a mother, a grandmother, someone who tried it once and then said, let me try again. All right. Whatever. I'm gonna be tough about this. You ain't gonna play me this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we're gonna go up in this thing. You ain't gonna play me this. And to be met by someone who says, I'm not perfect, but my intention every day is to make you smile. So I might make you frown 300 times today, but 300 times 1 plus 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna make you smile.
Right.
You gonna frown and smile. I'm gonna have you glitching. You know what I'm saying? That I admire. I thank God that you exist. I believe that men like you will help my son see outside the window. Because right now they don't see that in the home. Right. They can peer out the window.
Exactly.
Right.
And see, son, I haven't been able to afford you this experience yet.
Not yet.
But I want you to watch this.
Right.
Watch this episode real quick. You see how he loves her? Do that. And you see how the foundation of his love is God? Right. Do that. Right. Mommy gonna say it like a woman would say it. But you just heard a man say he's lived this life. Right. And none of it meant what it means right now. To be in alignment with God and listen to God, and God sent his God sent the help meet where he's like, man, I'm happy. Shoot. I don't know how she feel about me, but I'm good. I'm having a good time.
I say that all the time. I ain't going nowhere. You leave, I leave.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. We joke about that.
I'm over there with you and your new boyfriend. Don't
no
bother me now.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But,
Any last thoughts, any last words that you all want to share?
I mean, I want to say thank you, honestly, because that it helps us.
It does.
You know,
This is very helpful.
Yeah, we have our issues like every marriage, and I just love the fact that we can kind of project our feelings. It helps us to hear it from each other,
and it does, because it's certain things that I didn't know.
Sometimes we forget to project it to ourselves.
Exactly.
We sit back and think about it. But some and discernment that I kind of feel right now, you're like my wife, and you talk about not having that man in your life. He's there, and I think that your energy scares off a lot of the cowards. And a lot of people want you for your fame and your beauty, even your intellect, but they don't want you because of your spirituality. They can't handle the relationship you have with God, which will force them to reveal, some things that they are not in touch with yet. And that's happened to me before, where I've been with a powerful woman and I still had some inconsistent spiritual deficiencies that I wasn't strong enough to accept. And it comes to me every day now. The older you get, it's like, God, are you about to bring me home or something? Because you're giving me all this wisdom that I wish I would have had, and patience and dexterity. So I see that in you. I just wanted to say that. I didn't want to come off of the structure.
I appreciate
it. But I definitely see that, and it's coming for you.
Yeah.
And I'm singing you with it.
Hey, woo the girl. And you woo.
He gonna pull his wheel down and voice out.
That wheel down.
Getting that wheel down.
Hey, do it. Hey. Okay, can you do something for me? Do you mind letting women hear how you compliment your husband?
Oh, how? Because I always,
here's why I say strong women, a lot of times, we'll give compliments,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll get to this place where I'm here and you know I'm here. And I want you to see what I'm doing. I don't have to keep saying, you handsome. You look good, baby.
Yeah.
If you didn't, I would say
Yeah.
change clothes. I don't like this outfit.
Right.
And so we'll forget what it sounds like to be the soft spot, to be the honey in his ear. When he golfing and he like, oh, my wife said I was flopping these shorts. That's why I've been wearing them every day. Why do you have the same shorts on? Because you complimented me last Saturday.
Yeah.
So do you mind just serving as the example of, I like this man. Shoot. How you do it? You know, because you got your own thing.
I do, but it's some stuff not for the podcast. But it's certain things that we do. Yes. I do at home, or I may shoot him a text message. And
wait, okay, give me the not so X-rated version, because I mean it's a language.
It is, you know. Just I mean, I may just off the cuff, I may come and hump him or something, or you know, just or something he doesn't like, which. I'll reach over. He be like, "Stop!" I'll just reach over and
get the nip. Just go get that nip,
Keisha. Because and as I've gotten older, I didn't used to be a real affectionate person, but I like his skin is way softer than mine because my skin is a different situation. But he's all that cocoa butter. So I'll just looking up like you looking good. You looking good. I'm like, oh, hey, sexy or something like that. I won't get too explicit, but yeah, we do our thing.
Hey,
we do our thing. We enjoy each other's company. We really do.
I have enjoyed you all.
This has really been a blessing. Yeah, just to you don't know. Thank you. Like seriously, this gonna help us.
This is
gonna help us a lot. Yeah.
Like, and if y'all ever forget, just watch yourselves and hear it, because you are beautiful. This is beautiful Black love. This is strength. This looks like resilience to me. It can make me cry. My nose is tingling. It's just beautiful.
Thank you.
It really is. I love how you love her.
We fight for it every day.
We do.
We fight for it.
We do.
And that's I think, the maturity that we have, and it just, and then the spiritual piece, like I said, I'm unorthodox because, I went through the situation where my dad was the most incredible man I ever met. And then I watched him run a church and he was more than being a pastor. He was there every day, and he was a community man. He was a man of God and a very, very instrumental in how I think and I do things. It's unorthodox. I look for the truth. I don't have to read it. I can feel it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, look. Wow. Okay. Oh man, hey! Oh, my heart is warm. I am full of hope, joy, and peace. She's super fine. He love her. Hey, this is an all right moment for the girl. All right, I thank you too. Thank you to the sellers. Everybody, please give a round of applause for this power couple that is going to change your household, your mind, and many throughout the world. Stay tuned. Hello, Hubby. Love can drive you crazy sometimes. Yeah, love can break you apart and leave you crying. Oh, but when love's real, yeah, it heals. It understands. And it will always protect your heart. Oh, love. Given to the wrong, it'll never be right. Yeah, love Love taken for granted, short is your life. Oh, but when love's real, oh, it feels good. It helps you live long, and it will never leave your side. Ooh, love. Oh, love. Ooh, love. Yeah, love. I'm on this journey. It's been rough. It's been rough. Many heartbreaks, many disappointments, but I refuse to give up on love. I refuse to give up on love. I refuse to be hurt by the pain of the pursuit. I'll wait. I'll learn. I'll continue to condition my heart. I'll pay attention to my flaws and my error, so that when God sends my husband, I'll be the love that heals. I'll be the love that makes you live long. I'll be the love that makes you feel good. And I pray that he is all of that and so much more for me. So, until next time, y'all.